Hello everyone, hello Miss Titi. My name is Raneva Raulia and I'm majoring English Literature from class 1A. So I'm here want to read the stories that Miss Titi gave us. So here's the stories. Baby Caterpillar was tired. All summer long she had been traveling slowly through the green world where she lived, and feeding on the green leaves that grew near her home. Now autumn had come and Mother Nature had given a holiday to the leaves, who put on their new dresses of red and gold and played tag with the breezes. Baby Caterpillar wanted to play too, but could not run so fast as the happy little leaves, and she grew very tired and thought she would take a nap. So she found a cozy place among the branches of a grapevine and made herself a soft silky blanket. Then she rolled herself away within, and then in her queer little cradle went to sleep. One night, late in the fall, Jack Frost came over to the hill. He spied the cradle swinging to and fro, and began to play roughly with it, for he is a roughish little fellow, and touches everything that comes in his way. But the warm blanket hid the little sleeper so that Jack could not find her. By King came, bringing beautiful snow blankets to Mother Nature's flower babies. He gently rocked the cradle as he passed and whispered, "Sleep, baby, sleep. You have no need of my blankets." At last spring came with the sunbeams, the best and merriest of Mother Nature's helpers. They awoke the flowers from their long winter nap, and called to the birds and the brooks to begin their songs. When they came to the little brown cradle, they stopped to rest, and baby caterpillar began to get very warm under the thick blanket. She woke up and stretched herself, and her cradle broke, and she came out to greet the spring. But what a change! Instead of the old dingy dress that she went to sleep in, she now had a beautiful yellow one, and instead of crawling among the leaves, she flew up and away into the sweet spring air to play with the sunbeams and flowers, and the little children called her a butterfly. So that's it for the stories. And the part two is for the tongue twister. I had to make three mode. The first one is the slow mode, the second one is the normal mode, and the last one is the face mode. So here's the sound one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. The normal sound. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And the faster mode. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And the second sound, can you can a can into an uncanned can like a canner can a cannot can into an uncan can. Normal sound, can you can a cannot can into an uncannot can like a canner can a cannot can into an uncannot can. The face mode, can you can a cannot can into an uncannot can like a canner can and a cannot can into an uncannot can. The third sound, silly Sally swiftly shoot seven silly sheep. The seven silly sheep, silly Sally shoot silly shalled south. The sheep shouldn't sleep in the shack, sheep should sleep in the shed. Normal mode. Silly Sally swiftly shoot seven silly sheep. The seven silly sheep, silly Sally shoot silly shalled south. The sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack, sheep should sleep in a shed. The face mode, silly Sally swiftly shoots seven silly sheep. The seven silly sheep, silly Sally shoots silly shalled soft. The sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack, Sheep should sleep in a set. The fourth sound. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. The normal sound. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. The fast mode. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dog, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. And the last sound. Amidst the mist and coldest frost, with soudest freeze and loudest boats, he thrusts his face against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. The normal sound. Amidst the mist and coldest frost, with the soudest breeze and loudest blows, he thrusts his face against the posts and still insists he sees the ghost. The best mode. Amidst the mist and coldest frost, with soudest breeze and loudest bolts, he thrusts his face against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for Miss Titi. And see you in the next exam. Thank you.